Hey YouTubers. Well, this is my first this is my first public video in a while. I've done some private ones and some unlisted ones that were meant for specific people. But this is mostly for people who follow either my birds or my eBay page, and this is going to be specifically for my eBay followers. I am back. I have reopened my page. Anybody that was wondering where I was, the tens of you that follow this, if you saw the previous video, you know that I had to go to America for a month because my parents and their dog were killed in a car accident. So there was no way I could operate from America. I don't have the stockroom organized enough to where somebody can just come in and fill orders and pack them and ship them off. That'll be a goal maybe for next year. Um, and then I'll be able to keep the page open when I'm away. But it is back open. It will be back open until May 2nd. I do have to go back to America in May to continue the aftermath of what happens. And that is sorting out the estate, sorting out the belongings. We did make a start on that. But there's a lot to do, especially, and then we've got two, it's double because we've got two of them. So yeah, but I want to keep it open as much as possible. It was nice to see that I did have a couple of sales straight away. So thank you to that person. That it was a repeat buyer and he bought 2 items. So thank you for that. And I've had a couple of people have a look and I've sent some offers out. So yeah, I hate to have to shut it down again in 6 weeks, but I'd like to keep it open for a little while. How am I doing? Well, right now I am very tired physically. I want to jump back in and start listing. I will do that. I want to get I've literally got a week to get 300 listings up. Believe me, I've got the stock to do it. It's just the time and the energy. But when something like this happens, people say you want to get back to normal as quickly as possible. I don't agree with that. I think if you push yourself into normalcy too fast, you're not going to do yourself any favors. You have to take things on gradually as you can. This is going to turn into a grief advice video very quickly. You also have to allow yourself time to get yourself back in order physically, mentally, emotionally. Now, I was only going to plan on taking a week off work, and then everybody told me in the States, are you crazy? Take another week, at least take another week. You don't want to go back too soon. I work remotely, so that is an advantage I have. So I followed their advice and I did take an additional week off. That second, that second and third week that I took off, well, I took 3 weeks off, but the week I left, the British schools were on half term, so I didn't have to work anyway. I did actually start getting lesson plans together and sending those in, so that got me back into a little bit of a functioning mode. Then I only did my one student. Now I've picked up my other one. So, and I'm back in England. So, but that is now with the traveling, that's wiped me right out. I did a martial arts seminar this weekend. So that was helpful. And then today I went out to the shops. I didn't get much, but I thought, all right, well, I wasn't planning on getting anything, but I never do. But, peek your head and just get that little bit of normalcy in. But I did get some things. First of all, what I'm going to show are the day before I left, I went over to Ace Kettering, and I just thought, I was nervous about flying. I was sad. I was dreading going. Give yourself a little bit of joy before you go and face the horrible reality of, what's happened. And these books are the ones that I found there. And it's all books today. And with Ace, it's really hit and miss with books. Sometimes you have an amazing selection. Sometimes they don't have so much. They do house clearances, so it's basically what they find. And I found this one, The Treasures of the Pharaohs. This hasn't been listed yet, but if I can find the energy and the patience, I might list these tonight. So it's The Treasures of the Pharaohs. This is a chunker. The Great Pharaohs. Link to that one. I actually had another copy of this. I have another copy of this. I don't think I've sold it yet. of the Falklands War, the weekly account of the Falklands War. So now I've got 2 copies of this. So if I sell the other one, I will list this one, because it's in a similar condition. It's still in pretty good condition. And I know the royal family isn't the most popular family at the minute, certain members of it. But I found this, George V and Edward VIII. Now, Edward VIII is a bit of a interesting one because he was the king that abdicated due to having an affair with an American divorcee. And Wallis Simpson. Excuse me, everybody. And the reason that he had to, it wasn't, he wanted to marry her. She obviously was not of British blood. She was not of royal blood. But it wasn't that. It wasn't that she wasn't British. Her ex-husband was still alive. And under the Church of England works in a similar way as the Catholic Church in that when they don't recognize divorce. So he couldn't marry her in the Church of England, which for a king is a big no-no. So anyway, he abdicated his throne for the woman he loved. Big mistake, dude. Anyway, that's those. Then I found some vintage cookbooks. This one's a little beat up, but the cover, paper cover is, but the inside of the book is good. And this is the Mediterranean cookbook. And this is from, my guess is about the late 70s, early 80s. Well, let's have a look. 79. Hot dog. I'm getting good at this. And then there were 2 of these, and this one looks a little bit older. And this was only £1. The other one was £4, so I bought the cheaper one. A complete cookbook. Again, I'm guessing this is, I think this is a little newer. I'm going to say 90s on this one. Price tells me that I could be 1988. Hey, not bad. All right. My cat's sleeping over there. I can't just toss that book over there. And then I went to a different charity shop. I went to the complete book of herbs. See, these are really niche hardcovers, and for hardcovers, unless you're going to sell in bulk or in bunches, because I've got quite a few of those, and I am, or just really cheap and have hope that they're willing to pay the postage. You got to go really niche ones, and you're going to have them for a while, but they're interesting. There is a market for them. So the complete book of herbs. So again, I'm thinking on this one, 90s, early 2000s. Let's have a look. This is in very good condition. It doesn't have that little 70s look to it. Where are you? Copyright date 94. Not too close on that one. Got 90s, early 2000s, but it's more early 90s. And then we have got Step-by-Step Home Cooking. Now that looks 70s, 80s. That looks very 70s. Might be early 80s. If it's later than that, then somebody didn't take very good care of it. Where are you? 77. Not bad. And then we have Cooking for Pleasure. Why else would you do it? Other than to eat. So, again, I'm thinking probably late 70s, early 80s on this one. I didn't check. I just kind of looked at it and thought, that looks interesting. And cookbooks do, there's people, I was having a chat with the lady at the charity. I don't want to say it, because I don't want them to bar me from shopping there. When they find out that I'm reselling their books. 1981. But, she's like, oh, you like cookbooks? And I do. I actually do have cookbooks. I keep a few of my own. They're vegetarian ones. And I said, yeah, I'm all for the internet, and I'm all for, going on to ChatGPT and saying, can you come up with a recipe for this? That's fine. But, there is just something about having a cookbook, especially people my age and older and maybe a little bit younger. Okay. And then, I think, is this the last one? It is the last one. This is a gardening one. Houseplants. Hot dog. Yeah. Okay. I think this one is definitely a bit newer. I'm thinking this is probably 2000. But it's vintage if it's over 20 years old. So, hey, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Okay. Oh, crud buckets, 1993. Somebody, this has been, somebody took very good care of this. This has got that glossy sort of cover, so I'll peel that sticker off very gently, and they usually come off without damaging it. Each one of these was £1, so I spent a total of about today. The ones I got at Ace, I can't remember what, because he just kind of looks at the stack and throws a number at you, and it's usually very reasonable. I think I spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, £6 on all of those. So I will probably list those for a tenner, and or maybe a little bit more, because I like to be able to come down on my prices and go from there. So I am back. I am going to start listing. And yes, do look at my eBay page. I do appreciate even people looking. Um, yeah, and hopefully, like I said, it's going to be kind of an on and off thing this year, because I'm going to be making several trips back to the United States to help with settling everything. We've also got the trial, unless he pleads guilty. And we're hoping he does, just to save his family and our family that stress of having to go through a trial. And yeah, so there's going to be lots to do. And yeah, it will affect my eBay page, but I'm going to hopefully have it affect it as little as possible. Oh, it would not be a YouTube video without Popper coming in and getting on my lap. So here he is. Here's Popper. He's like, oh, she's making a video. I have to make an appearance. Okay, everybody. Ciao. Thank you. And support my page and this channel.